this video, we're going to be covering the prone A, T, and Y stretch. This is just to help open up the front of the chest here and the shoulder. So if we're working on some mobility, just to relieve some tension and tightness to the front part of the chest, this is what's going to help with that. So we're going to go through 3 different positions of the stretch lying prone on the floor. And what we want to ensure is during these stretches, we're just gradually easing into the range of motion. This may feel different for everyone. Sometimes you may feel a lot of tightness in a pull and a strong pull that may be uncomfortable. So you can always ease how much you go into it with each position. And each position gets gradually more challenging. So the A, you'll feel the least amount of stretch. With the T, a little bit more. And then with the Y, probably the most. Because it's going to get different lines of pull from the bicep into the shoulder and into that chest. For each stretch, we're also going to be holding for a count of about anywhere between 10 to 30 seconds, depending on what you've been prescribed. So for a setup here, we're going to start off lying prone on the ground, and we're going to then set up the arm first in the A position. So if I'm stretching that left side, I'm going to place that left arm down out to the side. I want to try to ensure that the front of the chest and the shoulder is on the floor and not floating off. If we find it's coming off, we can always just roll up a small towel and place that underneath just so you have some contact with the ground. You don't have to have it floating. So if you find that your range of motion doesn't currently allow you to get all the way to the ground, then just roll up a small towel and place it there. So placing that arm in that A position, fingers are going to be reaching out and away. My palm is spread open as well, gripping onto the ground. So it's not a passive sort of reach and placement. We are active in it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this hand to help roll my body over to the other side. That top leg comes over to the opposite side and try to place that foot down with the head resting on the ground. And then I should feel a little bit of a pull through that front side here. And what I'm going to do is just take a few small breaths in and hold for the prescribed duration of 10 to 30 seconds. Once I'm done, then I'm just going to roll my body back. Now place the arm in the T position, so it's not directly in the T, it's slightly back behind. And similarly, use this hand here to help push, roll my body over, and then get into the stretch for this position. Then from there, we come back and now we go into the Y position with the arm slightly outstretched in front of us, so it's not directly overhead. You can play around with it and just see again what works better for you. And similarly, I'm just going to push and roll. And once I find that stretch that's tolerable for me, I'm going to hang out here and breathe for the prescribed duration. So just so that you can see it on the opposite side, A position. Then we have our T position. And then finally, the Y position. So that is your A, T, and Y position stretch. Again, holding for a prescribed duration of anywhere between 10 to 30 seconds, even possibly working up towards a minute.